Hey friends, we are Sarájanée and Annacrizelda, and this is Everything and No Less, the podcast where your favorite long-distance best friends talk about everything from women's sports to Marvel, movies, things we love, things we hate, and everything in between. Hey, hey.
Hey, welcome everybody.
Welcome back. Welcome if it's your first time.
We're happy
We're
you're
glad you.
here.
I was about to say that. Look at us. Look at
Look
us.
at
How are you doing this
us.
week?
I'm doing well. How are you doing?
I'm pretty good. I'm in Atlanta for a little
Ooh,
conference this weekend, so we get a little weekend trip, mixing it up like that.
love a weekend
Playing a
trip.
mural in the background. Me too, me too. And it's warmer here. The sun could come out, but it's 60, so I'm not complaining.
Ooh, 60. That sounds
Yeah,
nice.
flirty Friday. And by flirty Friday, I mean like nice to be outside, not doing anything hectic.
Love that. So Rajane, we did have a listener note.
Okay.
And we had a listener note from one of our dedicated listeners. And he was mentioning that if you look at the difference between our episode 1 and our episode 24 that just dropped, there is a marked improvement in quality. And we've just gotten so much better at this over time.
You know what that is? Growth. Shout out to Kelly. I'm going to
Shout
say
out to
here.
Kelly.
No, I'm proud of us. We jumped right in, didn't try to be perfect. We left room for growth and improvement, and we'll keep getting better. That's
We
a great note.
will. We
Thanks for
will.
noticing. Yeah, I appreciate that. It's a great
Thanks for
noticing.
noticing.
Yeah. Okay, to get us started this week, I'm wondering, has your idea of success, changed over time or shifted at all? Either like maybe something recently or just like from when you were younger, graduating college. How has your idea or view of success changed over time?
I love this question because I actually think it has changed a lot over time. And I think that my idea of success has been very much reflective of like where I am in life. I think in college, my idea of success was, getting a job, becoming financially independent. And then when I was working as a teacher, I was like, my idea of success is to go to law school, go to a good law school. And then when I was in law school, my idea of success was what everybody's idea of success was in law school, which was to get a big job, make the big money, be prestigious and all of these things. And I reject that. I think that that works for some people, but I think that for me, my idea of success is having the time and space to decide what you want to do with your day and ultimately with your life, right? Like, I think in college, like, I didn't necessarily think that the folks who like own their own business or owned like a coffee shop or a plant shop were like my traditional idea of successful. I think those people are so cool. Like, I would love to be a person who owns like a coffee shop, a plant shop. Like, to me, that is like very successful. What about you?
Yeah, I get that. It's like finding your lane, finding the thing that you're interested in and want to do. And similarly, I think I would describe my shift as one from like external markers of success and like what people have told were telling me or telling us was successful, right? Like money, prestige, and also probably just like thinking about like family growing up values, like making a difference, impacting the world, impacting community was also a big part of it. And I think that's like valuable, but I think it's shifted to be more internally driven, like what is successful to me in this stage of life in this moment, and then also just like including myself in that, like helping other people, making a difference, making a better world. Because again, I think it was like externally focused and like putting myself in part of that like matrix or conversation is like, am I taking care of myself? Am I like doing things that not necessarily just feel good, but like are in my best interest too, rather than like operating from a place of not even just extraction, but like deficit. Like, oh, it's okay if I'm running on fumes, if I'm like helping other people and making a difference, right? Like, actually, no, that's not okay. We're not here to be tired. That was not anybody's dream. And I think autonomy is definitely a part of that too. Like, I feel successful on any given day when I'm like, I feel like I've gotten to decide the pace of the day, what I did today, and I've made those decisions, hopefully like in ways that feel good and like are affirmative and like asset based and not like, oh, this like shame, guilt, or just force, right? Like, I have a tattoo on my wrist, and like that's kind of a guiding framework for me. Like, am I doing this? Do I have the space to do this? Make this choice from a place of ease, not even like just force, right? And I think that those are moments when I feel successful, and it's not something that I have the capacity yet to do all of the time, but like that's where I see myself striving for. Like, well, I know I'm successful, like in a kind of acute way when it feels like this, or shaped decisions are made in this kind of way, versus like, and like long term, like this is how I want to be making decisions, and this is how I'm going to know I am successful, and it doesn't have to make sense to anybody else. I feel like that external piece used to be like, oh, okay, and like other people are going to affirm it, and they'll see it, and they'll notice it, and like accolades will run in. Now I'm like, I don't want your accolade. I don't need it. Your accolade probably comes with strings. It might not even mean anything. You can have it, okay? Like, I don't need it. But yeah, I think that it's definitely changed over time. Yeah, in a liberating way, I think. I hope. Probably keep changing, so we'll see. So what is it? Yeah, indeed. I think that's something I would tell my younger self too. And I mean, it makes sense when you're like young and entering the world. You're looking for examples and models and trying to figure it out. But if I could talk to my younger self, I would be like, slow it down, turn in, and like turn inwards. And if you don't know yet, that's okay. That's okay. It will become clear to you, but try to like always be self-defining, figuring it out for yourself and on your own terms, and in conversation with yourself, and not like what other people tell you, because they will lead you astray. They will have you out here struggling,
tired, sleep deprived,
okay,
chasing things that you don't even want. Like, why do you want that?
Right, and even like the things that are good that society tells us is successful, like, oh, you're exercising and you're eating in this way, that everything is like regimented or based on what someone else should be doing. It might not be good for your body. You're not going to enjoy it because it's just another thing to check off. It's not like at all in connection with yourself. That's too much. Just too much.
It is. You got to hone that inner voice,
Got to. Right. And I mean, I feel like it's there. It's probably the first voice that we hear and are making sense of, but then it just gets polluted with so much. And like, I do not envy like young people, teenagers, adolescents coming of age these days, because like, I mean, every generation has their version, but there is so much noise. And I'm like trying to find your own voice when like you have parents, potentially caregivers, friends, social media, millions of people on social media, teachers, everything. I'm like, I would probably just be so overstimulated. And so far, I can see how some might get like so far from their voice. So try to hone it in. Make room for silence, the quiet, so you can hear it. For sure.
Right. Like, I think that that's such an important thing that like kids are not taught, is like decision making, right? Like, it's okay to hear other perspectives, but you have to know how to weight it against your own perspective and your own intuition. And I think that for a long time, that's not something that I was able to do very cleanly. Like, I think that you're right. It all gets muddled. Like, is this what I want? Is this what people have told me to want? Is this something I heard about that I feel like I should want? Because I do think that, growing up, like especially in college, I had a sense that I was kind of the last to know about certain things, right? Like, I remember I learned about our major, like maybe a week before the deadline. I was like, oh my gosh, I should apply to that, And I think that it's probably only exacerbated in this day and age, right? Where you feel like you're always missing the train on something, or you need to be like so on top of things. I don't know.
Yeah. I hadn't even thought about that, but yeah, the idea. I also learned late. Like, look at us. That was like a week or two before somebody was like, "Oh, have you heard of this? Like, I think you'd like this major." They were like a young alum, and I was like, "Never heard of it. Sure, why not?"
What's that?
Like, I think I applied. I was like, "Probably not going to get in, but we'll see. We'll just see what happens." Shout out to PST though, but I hadn't even thought about like how the need to know or be the first to receive information probably lands differently, right? Like, I think our generation was like maybe on the cusp, one of the last, maybe our brothers too, a little bit younger than us, to like you get information kind of when you get it, right? And then you share it, and if other people know or knew before you, that's not necessarily like a bad thing. But I can imagine there being some pressure to be like, have information as soon as it's released, to be the one that's like disseminating it, rather than like, oh wait, one other person knew about this before me, or I missed the feed. That sounds tiring. So yeah, slow. It's like all comes back down to like slowing things down, which I think is a part of success too. Like having the ability and space to slow things down and set your own pace. Like,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's a larger theme of like discernment, right? Like that is not important to me, and I will
Yes.
not be doing that.
Yeah. I don't need to know it. It's okay, right?
I don't want to know it.
I don't want to know it. I don't need to know it. And I certainly don't need to know everything all the time. We're not meant to
Right.
process that much information. And it's not helpful. You're not really processing. You're just running around up here.
Right. Yeah.
For sure, for sure. It's a great
For
question.
sure.
And a good one to check in on, too. Like, hey,
Yeah.
what vision or what definition of success is guiding me right now? Does it still feel applicable? Is it working? Does it need a refine? I like that.
It is. It really is. Okay. It's Sarájanée. What have you been watching lately?
Oh my goodness, like everything and maybe nothing. I don't even know. The last like week and a half has been a blur. But let me see. I mean, of course, there's always sports, but we'll get to that. But last weekend, I think I was really struck by the America's Next Top Model documentary. Did you check that out, right? We talked about it a little bit, I think.
I did. I watched the whole thing, and yeah, I was brought back to my early adolescence.
I remember that show. I remember all of us like being so excited about it as what were probably early teenagers, like whatever that means. But yeah, just like being locked in, especially those first few seasons. I'm like, wow, this is really gonna change the beauty industry. And I like the conversation that I was having with my memory of certain episodes and events on the show, and like a more mature lens taken back on them. I was like, oh, I thought that was bad, but actually it was atrocious.
So bad. So bad. The one that stands out to me is the Shandy cheating, or like, I mean, I think it's probably more along the lines of assault. Now that like looking back on it, like I remember, I think that one of the commentators said this, like watching that as a young child and being scandalized and being like, oh my God, this is so, like I shouldn't be watching this. And then watching it as an adult, like watching the clip back as an adult, being like, I should definitely not have been watching that.
No, why were they filming that? How did they put that on the air? All of the scenes. And, I feel like the showrunners, Tyra and was it Ken, they kept going back to like, oh, it's a different time. It's a different we had different definitions of these terms. And I'm like, no, I think even then we had some ideas about like consent and alcohol or whatever, right? And like when Shandy, I think, mentioned that the producers wanted her to, like they filmed her asking the person like if he had used protection and like like what was his like status. I was like, the fact that she didn't know didn't trigger you all, like pause, like maybe we don't want to put this on air, like none of that, right? And the call, the clip of when she's calling her boyfriend is obviously heartbreaking, gutting, just terrible, right? And I think she mentions that the two people who were filming it were like, we're so sorry we had to do that. Like, this is not okay. And I'm like, yes, that was awful. But everything else before that, like, led to it. I'm like, just sitting there watching this person be taken advantage of. Like, clearly, it feels very clear that, or like watching it this time, I was like, she had no idea where she was. Like, she was not in a position to consent or do anything, right? And that is deeply troubling. Deeply troubling.
Deeply troubling. Oh my gosh.
Also, if you shout at people, if you watch reality TV and then you shout things at people in the street, like she talked about people like telling her she was horrible and a cheater and dirt, like you're also dirt. Like you don't treat people like that. Whoever fixes their face to be like, I saw you on TV and I'm going to tell you about yourself.
Tell you. I just can't believe that with this documentary and like all of the things that they brought up, that it became clear at the end that Tyra was there to promote season 25.
That felt so gross. We're not coming back, baby. No. And the fact that the way that she also was like, I was just showing what viewers wanted. People will do what they do. I'm sure there's somebody that will watch, but I want to be like, no, absolutely. We as the people need to be like, this show shouldn't have happened. The showrunners and network did not take enough responsibility. We're not tuning back in. Like, and I don't think it's a society that we are in a place that we need to have people on display. Like, we can't. But there are no indications that we can handle that right now. right? Like, even with the best conditions and the best language and training, nope, I don't trust us. We don't need that right now. But the fact that the like showrunners, Tyra was like, it's just a different lens now. I'm like, get her away from them people. Whatever young people she's gonna pull in, no,
away.
Can't have it.
Tyra can't be trusted. She cannot be trusted.
And she's not sorry. And I think it's not excusable, but I think she's like, how could I be sorry? The show made me millions. It assured my legacy and my fame. And I think for her, it was like, I don't feel sorry. I gained a lot. Right? Like, and however else she's justified it. Maybe it's based on what she went through in the modeling experience. And she was like, this is just modeling. This is just fashion, baby. But yeah, no remorse. No remorse. The moment with Kenya, I was just like, she did all of the things. And, it's like, that was like a textbook of like women advocating for themselves and just being dismissed, if not like made into the villain. It was like, she did the right things. She noted, like, she peeped what was happening from like handsy gentlemen.
Oh, yes.
Spoke up for herself, like on the side, right? Like, she tried to pull them aside and be like, hey, this is not working for me. They dismissed it. She stopped and intervened, which is what we tell people to do, right? Like, speak up. Protect and advocate for yourself, and they made her wrong, right? Like, and of course, there's like the angry black women of it all, like, oh, you have to be professional. But I was like, this is like textbook case studies, and like a through line of something that still happens today. So it's not so much just like, oh, the time is different. No, like, people make choices, but her story really stood out to me too, because I was like, she did all of the things. She did the things.
Just like the things that Kenya went through, even just like that was obviously horrible, right? But like how they made her out to be like this like overweight girl. She's like the smallest person. Like they made her be the elephant. They made her gluttony in the 7 Deadly Sins. Like it was like we were really watching this and being like, oh yeah, like Kenya is like,
she's not taking it seriously. Like the editing her eating the bagel, and she's like, I just ate it slow. It was the same bagel. Just took my time, which is good for your digestion. Eating slowly, by the way.
It is. It is. That was awful.
And it was the producers also like having or inviting the other competitors to talk about her eating habits. I was like, oh no, this is like the train line to disordered eating, right? Like, no, we are not commenting on people's bodies, on what they eat, how they eat it. That really was unnerving to me too. And I mean, again, they were young, and I know they were being coached and coerced. So like, what do you think? What do you notice? But that felt very, very icky to me. Like, ooh.
So icky. Oh my God. When Tyra told her that she could take the bread off the burger and eat it, like, unbelievable. But I remember that line so well. Because I remember being like, should I take the bread off my burger? I'm like 11.
Yeah. Reparations for all of us are like very influential periods periods in our development to be like entertaining these conversations and wondering. I'm like, no, girl, how do you not have any more responsibility, remorse? I don't know what the punishment for Janice Dickinson is, but I am not okay with her just being like, oh, she was just a villain on the show. The way she talked to all of those people was awful. The way she talked to black contestants in particular, no. Somebody gotta do something. Gotta do something to hold account. Again, I don't know what it looks like, but I was like, that is terrible.
Yeah. I remember her being mean, but like the things she says were straight up hate crimes,
like crimes against humanity, like crimes against women, crimes against black people, like sexism, racism, ageism, size, like you name it, the like homophobia she would spit to her like fellow judges. Whoa. Hostile work environment for sure.
Beyond. Ooh.
But yeah, so we won't be, or I won't be watching the relaunch. Whatever they do with it.
We'll not be watching it, but I hope no one watches it.
I was going to say, we don't like make those statements, but also like save yourself, protect your time. We don't need to watch that, people. Listeners, don't do it.
Don't do it, listeners. Whew. Anything else you're watching?
The Night Agent. I think I actually stayed up late. Not stayed up late, but I couldn't fall asleep. I think I just couldn't come down from the plane. Anyways, The Night Agent. It was so bad. I'm so upset. But I was trying to find better words. I need you to watch it now. I know I told you to take your time, but actually I need you to watch it because we have to discuss it. Okay. But it was from start to finish. Whenever you have to pause the show 9 minutes in because you're like, I know they did not just do what I think they did. Then you know what time it's on. And yet, they did more. And again, I was like, what was the whole point? What are we doing here right now? So I've been watching The Night Agent. I'll be curious to see when you get there. What about you? What else have you been watching?
Okay, well, Paradise, I was texting you about this last night. Paradise Season 2 is back. I watched the first episode. It is excellent. It is very good. I was surprised because I thought that Season 1 took a little while to, like, ramp up. Mm-hmm. Like, the first couple episodes, I remember being like, okay, like, this is fine. And then, like, by episode 7, you're, like, in it. You're like, whoa, what is this? But episode 1 of Season 2 is very, very good. When you watch it, you gotta text me because it's... Okay.
I've got it queued up for this afternoon, so I'm very excited to watch that.
It's really good. Bridgerton Part 2 Season 5 has dropped.
Yes. I'm gonna watch it. I don't know if I'm excited about it yet, but I'm gonna watch it.
Okay. Well, when you watch it, yeah, I just think that all these Bridgertons are out of pocket. Mm-hmm. I think they don't know how to act.
They don't.
Especially the mom. I am surprised at this mom this season. Mm-hmm. But obviously the worst one is the main guy. I don't know. It's like I want better for the main lead, the lead woman. Mm-hmm. And like it's just like I go between like not caring and then being like so mad for her. Right. I don't know, but I will say Bridgerton, the costuming in that show is exquisite.
It's very good.
It's exquisite.
It's very, very good. Yeah, they're doing a great job. I need to like look into them because I feel like they've got it nailed in the era and making it like fresh and vibrant. Mm-hmm. Great use of color.
Yes, the queen, just the things mm-hmm. the queen wears, her wigs. It's so intricate. It's beautiful. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Just for that, I love it.
For that. I'm still watching Shrinking. It's so great.
Oh my gosh. Have you seen the latest one?
Yeah.
Okay. Wait. Okay. What did you think about, spoiler alert, everybody. What did you think about, I don't even know the character's name, the main guy kissing the daughter of Harrison Ford?
Why did he do that?
Why? I don't like that. I didn't like that.
Jimmy, we're rooting. Okay, this is like y'all been joking like this your play sister and of all of the people for so many reasons to like not have mess. He's like, or I could just dip my toe back in the mess. I'm like, he had this other potential interest who seemed really grounded, would be really good for him, but like clearly he was afraid of that. And so I'm like, all right, just go to the mess. You're gonna blow up the whole friend circle because you got to put your tongue down this woman's throat. Okay,
unbelievable. Unbelievable. I thought they were going to do it this season just because they had that little moment at the wedding. And I was like, please don't do this.
Please don't do this. Keep it cute. Keep it
cute.
A moment from the recent episode that I did love is when Jessica Williams, her character, what is her name? I just went on my head. But Gabby, yes, she is telling her boyfriend. She's like, you don't know, we almost broke up today. I was like, that's highly relatable. That's highly relatable.
Oh my god, I did love that scene where she like calls her like inner circle in and like Harrison Ford is there in his pajamas.
Not wanting to be, That was great. I love that scene. But yeah, no, I just loved her coming back to him being like, you don't even know. Like, we could have been done right now. But that was fun for me.
Oh, that's a really funny scene. I love in the inner circle scene. Okay, I don't know the name of the friend, but I had forgotten that the friend dated her ex-husband. Yes. I was like, wait, that is such a mess.
And Liz is like, I didn't want you here. I don't trust you. You're never getting a ride. I was like, you gotta have a rider like Liz. Everybody's got to have one.
She's like, I just wanted you to say it out loud. I'm like,
for the good of the group. We gotta all remember, okay? Not letting you skate so ever.
Good. Oh my gosh, I love that show. It's so good.
I agree. I love Shrinking. I feel like they're wrapping up this season. Is that true? This is the final one?
Like wrapping up the show or wrapping up the season?
The show, yeah.
I think so. I think they're implying that Harrison Ford is gonna either move to be in Connecticut with his family or something else. Like, it
So
feels
they're pulling the pieces together to send off everybody, all of the characters on their way. And I'm like, that's nice. And it's beautiful. It's like very well done. And also, I'm going to miss the show a lot. So
I know. Well, they might pull a Ted Lasso and just like tack on another season.
Okay, here's the thing. When Ted Lasso first ended, I was really, really into the idea of them doing like the women's soccer team spinoff with Keely and the owner, right? And like bringing in a different coach, or maybe even like having Roy Kent move to coaching. But I think Ted Lasso, he's supposed to be back in the U.S. taking care of his son. And so knowing that he's coming back, I'm like, okay, I get it. But like also trust the audience a little bit more. Like trust us to be able to go on this journey with you, like rather than risking it feeling stale of like, okay, now he's going to be a women's soccer coach and once again going to have to learn all of these new things. But I mean, I'm going to watch. We're going to see. But that's my initial feeling.
Definitely going to watch. But I absolutely agree with you. I feel like the first 3 seasons were about Ted unraveling his trauma and like trying to make sense of his divorce and being away from his son. And then when you have such a satisfying conclusion at the end of 3 where he decides to return home to his son, it's like, why are we now back where we started? Like, and maybe they'll have some way to make it work where it still feels like the payoff was satisfying, but I don't know. What are you gonna do?
Yeah. We'll see, but they're gonna have to convince me. We
remain unconvinced. Ted Lasso, show us something.
Show us something. Most definitely. Anything else you've been watching or reading that you want to talk about? I've always got to make sure there's a little book club moment in there just in case.
No, I'm kind of in between books right now, waiting for Libby to give me something.
Dear Libby, we're calling on you. That's what we need, a Libby sponsorship, like VIP Libby. VIP. Like,
I feel like that's gonna drop. Like Libby
it's
Premium.
Absolutely happening for like $9.95 a month. You can have any book anytime you want.
Never
I don't
wait
like
for a book. I hate that.
I don't like it.
Hate.
And I'm not a fan. Not doing it at all. All right, then should we get into one of our recurring segments?
Let's do it.
Do you want to go old or new first? An old one or a new?
Let's do old.
Okay. Crash Out Corner. I love this one. It's so my favorite.
Oh my gosh. So for the inspo for our Crash Out Corner today, we are evoking that man during the Olympics who fell down during his ski run. Sorry, I don't know the name of ski sports, so I won't be naming it, but he fell down.
One of the fast ski races. His skis split the guider pole when you're supposed to go around them. So he's disqualified.
And then he crashed. I'll put a clip in here. He crashed out. He went under the barrier, flung his body on the ground, screaming F-bombs everywhere.
Epic crash out. It starts though when he realizes what's happened. And he chucks his ski sticks, which I'm pretty sure those are sharp and heavy, right? And I'm like, did he go into the crowd? Where are the ski sticks? I actually still want to know now. Did someone go retrieve them? Or are they just still in the mountain left behind? So he chucks them, dropping an F-bomb, and you're like, okay, crash out. It's done. But he's not done. As you said, he's walking out. And so yeah, as you said, he marches off because, you're in the middle of a mountain, so you can't just leave. That was one of my favorite parts. They're flipping the camera between the person at the bottom of the course who realizes that they're gonna win gold, right? And they're celebrating, and he's just marching, has to climb under the fence, climb all the way. He's trying to get to the woods, obviously trying to get away from the cameras and the people, but that's not how it works. And then he just has to lay down. I gotta take a lay down.
My favorite is the person who goes to try to calm him down, and you can tell he's like, it's okay. He's like, no. That is so relatable, because know that if I trained as an Olympian and the years, the blood, the sweat, the tears, the things missed, the family, the sacrifices, and I get to the Olympics and I am poised to medal, and
all I gotta do is finish. All you have to do is finish, and the gold is yours.
No, I'm crashing out.
Oh wait. all the
out.
way out, all the way out. I think my favorite part is the lay down though, right? Like when it's just like literally nowhere else to go, nothing else to do. He's not going into the
Mm-hmm.
woods. He's like, I just gotta lay down and just think about my life, think about what just happened. That's relatable. I have had many crash outs where it's like, I've just gotta lay down right now. I'm gonna be fine, but laying down, being horizontal is a key
I
part
need
of the
to
process.
I need to reconnect to the earth.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Is there, or what are some of the things that make you crash out to that extent, or maybe a couple of tears down?
I would say, well, this is a recent experience I had. Dentists who scam you. I feel like we've touched on dentists scamming people on this pod. But yeah, I was looking at the reviews for this dentist I was supposed to go to, and there were like 8 to 10 reviews about these folks who like went to the dentist for a routine cleaning, and the dentist refused to give them a routine cleaning and instead was like, you need to receive a deep clean that is not covered by insurance that you have to pay out of pocket for. And I was like, why would you do that? The people are just trying to maintain their dental hygiene.
Right,
I don't
right. Do
like,
you all not get paid enough from like the standard and the like the routine procedures and whatever, additional work is coming? Like, do you need to scam? Do you need to
it's
scam?
just like, I know that they're probably trying to maximize the amount of money that they're going to get, but it's like there's something about that in the healthcare slash medical space that is so gross to me. And maybe it's like this uniquely American thing with the way that our insurance companies work, but it's gross.
Right. I
It's the
agree.
worst.
And I think I mentioned like changing dentists. I realized I couldn't even just go in and get a cleaning. They were like, "Oh, well, you're a new patient." When I moved to Chicago, like you have to have a full exam, and then you come back in for your cleaning, and then like if there are other things that you have to do, you come back for each of those. And I'm like, so yeah, all of these are billable appointments, costing me time and money to get here. When I'm just like, what happened to the days if you just go in, you get a cleaning, if there's something else they need to do, then they address it there, but like not this 10-step process, like. It's not right. Doesn't feel
It's not
good.
right.
I
It's
don't
not
think it's
right.
clean it up, dental industry.
Clean it
But
up.
and then because I think there are also like a subset of dentists who are like, I don't know why people have anxiety about coming to the dentist. It's just a doctor. We're here to help. I'm like, this is why, because you're like, we're not trained to read teeth. Now we talked about this for sure. When they're like, oh yeah, do you
Mm-hmm.
see this on the X-ray? And it's like, no, I don't. Why would I see it? Right? Like,
Mm-hmm.
but like we're asking, we're paying, and putting our trust in you. Okay, do the right thing.
Do the
Do the
right
right
thing.
thing. Mm-mm.
Hate that. What
Mm-hmm.
about you? What makes you crash out?
So many things. Things not being in the right place. The moment when like you're packing for a trip when stuff is everywhere and it's like I can't do it. That makes me crash out. But on this trip, I also realized like chatty planes. When there are a lot of chatty people, there was a women's softball team, and I'm gonna do my best not to name the university. They all seemed lovely, but clearly they were up past their bedtime, right? Like they were kind of chill getting onto the plane, but by the time we landed, it was like 9 or 10 o'clock, and I mean just going nonstop for the last 25 minutes of the plane. And I was like, all right, where's the coach? Coach, we need to put him on silent time because it is high pitched. It is not stopped for 30 minutes. Okay, they have to get off the plane. It needs like there's way too much stimulation up here, and I can't deal. And like I could tell they needed to go to bed because I'm a girl who knows when she needs to go to bed. And they were like, one of them was like, "I'm so hot. We have to get off the plane. I just don't want to take my jacket off because then I have to take my backpack off." And just was having a whole tirade, mini crash out about how hot she was. I was like, "Take your jacket off, right?" Then another pair was like, "I'm gonna punch you. I'm gonna punch you." And I was like, "This is like toddler fighting sleep behavior." Okay, they need to go to bed ASAP. The chatty planes, like a little bit of small talk if you must is fine, but the like people who make friends and then it's a night flight, but they're talking the whole time about their lives, like whisper or don't do it. I don't need a chatty plane in the morning. We're flying in the sixes, 6 a.m., before 6
Oh
a.m.,
no.
or after 6
Mm-mm.
p.m. It needs to be a quiet zone. It needs to be a quiet
Quiet
zone.
time.
I was texting my partner with like my crash out. It's like a crash out via text.
Um, Similarly, I hate when I am in a middle seat and like for some reason, or maybe they didn't do it on purpose, but there's a couple on the aisle and the window and they're like, or they're strangers and they're like
Mm-hmm.
talking over me. I
Hate
hate
it.
that.
Hate
I
that.
hate that.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen the video? It was viral like a couple weeks ago, and a couple months ago, I think, and it's this plane that's stuck on the tarmac, and everyone's you know that feeling, like everybody's on the tarmac for some reason. There's some delay in like getting you in the takeoff line. And like the flight attendant lets this little girl sing Let It Go from Frozen into the intercom system. And the camera is like looking at her and she's singing, and then it pans to the people and they're so upset.
How hard I try, every turn I take, every trail I track, every path I make, every road leads back to the place I know, where I cannot go, where I love to be. See the line where the sky meets the sea, it calls me.
Like, if we've been on there for an hour on the tarmac and you got this little girl singing, right?
I would crash out. I would be like, no.
That's like a video where there was like, I think that happened to a flight in and out of a like Taylor Swift concert, and they flight attendants was like, well, why don't we all just sing that together? And they sung her whole catalog. I was like, oh no, crash out. Crash out. I did have a realization.
Okay.
When I was in the air, we were encountering some turbulence, and I was like, you know what? I would let Anna fly me. I would get on a plane where Anna was flying, because I did not think you would have me bouncing up and down like that. I was like, Anna would find some new air for us so that we're not shaking us all around. And I don't really know. I don't think that's how it works, right? But I just feel as though my mind in that moment, I was like, no, I would get in a plane with Anna, because if we hit turbulence, she would find some smoother air for us. Whether she had to go up, down, left, right, I don't think she would let me be shaking around back here like this.
I would certainly try my best. But sometimes the wind is shaking me up there and I get very overstimulated and my instructor has to take over.
I can imagine. Somebody else got to do it. But I wanted to share that note because I know I previously was like, Anna, you can't fly me because I'm going to be giggling and you're going to be giggling and it's just not good. But I can see it. I can see it happening now.
I love that. Thank you. It will happen. It will happen one day, but you will have to listen to my radio calls. They're very good. I'm very good at the radio.
I believe that. That's going to make me laugh. But I would love to.
You got to do my little pilot voice, you know?
Ooh, I want to hear your pilot voice. Okay. Please record some for us. Before we get into one of our new recurring segments, do we have a moment for me to share a hot take, or what I think could be a hot take? Okay. This is another recollection or like realization that I had out in the world, out in the wild. And as a dog owner, you can tell me if it's wrong. And I want to be clear that this is not an indictment or judgment of any dogs. But I have a belief. I carry the belief that if I'm walking on the sidewalk, okay, and your dog doesn't bark at anybody else, right? Like they pass other people and they only bark at me, that you have trained them to be racist against black women. Like if they pass an Asian person and they're like just going on about their business, if they pass a white person, they go up and they're friendly, and then they start approaching me and they get that deep growl and they're like, I believe you have trained your dog to be racist, and or there are no black people in your life. So your dog is reacting to an unknown subject, unknown territory, and feels like racism. That's my hot take.
I mean, I agree with that. I mean, I don't think that sometimes so my dogs are very scared of men. I'm not really but fair. it's like all men. But yeah, I think dogs can definitely have like fears, but I think they can absolutely be exacerbated or put in place by the things the owner says or does, or like people the owner is never around. Yeah, I mean, like there's a social media thing that was going around, and it was like this guy who was like, these breeds of dogs are racist, and he was like, for example, a pit bull is not racist.
No, right? Never had a pit bull just bark at me. Never, right. ever.
But those labradoodles, those are racist.
Yeah.
Maybe sometimes golden retrievers. I mean, like they are like,
they're at least like subject prone to be something.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, German Shepherds are the classic, like that's a racist dog.
Yeah. And like, cause, It's not a German Shepherd, but it's another winter dog that's like big and furry. Oh my god.
The Pyrenees?
The Huskies.
Oh, the Huskies. Oh,
I don't feel like Huskies are racist. I feel like Huskies just be minding their business. They be thriving in Chicago too, which I love for them. But like Huskies versus German Shepherds, it's a very different energy. Very different energy.
It's true.
Okay, thank you. So maybe not a hot take, but a take nevertheless, and I'm going to stand by it. So
I think there's a body of evidence out there.
if your dog barks at me and nobody else, you should know I'm thinking about what's happening in your household. Okay, I'm drawing conclusions about your life and what you're exposing your dog to. Okay.
That's so funny.
All right, let's bounce into a new one. One of my favorites, but I think Crash Out is really my favorite. We should have Crash Out awards. Like keep a tally, and at the end of season 2, we're gonna figure out maybe pick like the Crash Out of the year, Crash Out of the season. Cheryl Reeves is still in contention, by the way. But yes, Cheryl Reeves, women's basketball, women's sports. This weekend, women's sports, Olympics have wrapped up. Did you have any favorite like moments on the women's Olympic side?
Yeah, I was able to watch the USA women's hockey game live. It was very exciting. They won gold. Love that. Like I didn't super have any idea what was happening, but it was like, so Canada scored like pretty early, and then like the women went a full quarter without scoring. Or not even a quarter, a third without scoring. And then like with like 2 minutes left in the last third of the game, they score. And that puck went through like 5 people's legs. Like it was incredible. So good. And then they win in overtime.
Yeah, that was so fun to watch. I only saw the end, but I remember I was kind of tracking the score and I was like, what's going on here? Because the first time they played, I think the US beat Canada by like 5-0 or 5-1. And so kind of expecting it to be another dominant or equally dominant match. And it was not. And then I was just like, oh, poor Canada. Imagine like, you're like, okay, we're playing much better. We got it in hand. We just got to finish. So they scored like just a couple minutes left, I think, in that period. Very, very, stressful, intense, great game. I don't know really like, how you describe the terms. I'm still applying basketball terms to hockey when I watch, but a lot of fun. Very happy for them. Feels like they had a great run.
Do you think that Canada losing in hockey is like if the US lost in basketball?
I do. Yeah. I absolutely do.
Yeah. I kind of think so too. Yeah. Because that's their like national sport.
Yeah. I think that's right. And then to lose to like the US, especially like we're talking about women, but on the men's side too, it's like, it's got to be like, ew. Right? Like in reality, the Canada, like, both of their hockey teams are incredibly dominant. Their men have been on a tear for like a decade. The U.S. men's team hasn't won in like, 50 or 60 years, and yet America's just like, we're the best that ever done it, right? I'm just like, oh, that's got to be sickening. But yeah, I think that's a great analogy. Figure skating.
Yes. Alyssa Liu.
So happy for her.
Oh, so good. So joyful.
Yeah, just light. Like, her success to me was her ability, I think, to show up in the ways that it sounded like she wanted to. Like, she just wanted to be there, skate her way, be herself. And from, the outside, it looks like she was able to do that. And winning in that fashion, beautiful thing.
Beautiful thing. Yeah, I just love to see it. And I think it's like so cool because I feel like figure skating, like the women are often so like classically done up, like with the tight buns and the like stage makeup and the like, just have a certain persona of like being just very like strict, And I think Alyssa Liu is someone who's like more free. And I love like the things that she said about how she's, like you said, like done this Olympics her way. Like she refused to starve herself. She like did things on her own terms. I think that's amazing.
Great for life. It reminds me though, I have been watching something else and I'm a little ashamed about it. So I'm just being vulnerable here, guys. I watched Finding Her Edge on Netflix, another one of those shows that I'm sure you scroll by and were like, who is watching this? It was really bad. I mean, I watched the whole thing. It was like entertaining. There's some, storylines that pull you in, but I can't say it's good or I have to say it's bad because, not even the opposite, in like the ice skating, they have like the main actors are not the ice skaters, right? They have stunt doubles, I guess. But we're not supposed to know. Like we're not supposed to actually be able to tell that they're stunt doubles. But the filming is so lazy that they show us both of their faces. The wigs are old. They're like completely different ages.
No.
Like it is so bad. It's so bad. I'm like, this doesn't have. You don't have to get this close. You shouldn't get this close.
Yeah, like
I should not be able to. Like, I should be able to guess and think that's probably not them, right? But I shouldn't be able to know. But it was really, really bad. But yeah, I watched Finding Her Edge because ice skating inspired me. I was like, yeah, let me watch a little ice skating story. Left a bit to be desired.
Okay.
There were also some cool bobsled stories, women's bobsled stories in the Olympics. There were a pair of teammates, and I'm going to call them besties, who were like track teammates, and then they were doing the bobsled together, and I was like, how fun. Like, that's very, very cool. Love that.
Just know that if you and I were ever to do anything resembling a bobsled, it would be a disaster.
You would have to be the pilot because you are a pilot in training. You would have to steer us up and down the ice wall.
Okay, I would be screaming. I would be screaming at you. I would be like, help me. Oh, you know what sport I couldn't do for many reasons is curling. Okay, so you know in curling, they like are like yelling at each other to like whatever. I don't even know what the instructions are. I imagine it's something about how much you should be sweeping the ice or whatever. And I was like, because we were watching the mixed doubles where like it was like, I think it was a couple, but I was like, I turned to Eric and I was like, just know that if I was doing this, I would stop in the middle. I'd be like, stop yelling at me.
Stop yelling at me right now.
Don't yell at me.
Talk to me nicely.
Say it nice or I'm not going to sweep this
I'm not going to do it. I'm
just not going to do it. Why don't you do it? Why don't you do it?
Okay.
If you want to yell at me.
No, for sure. Other like ski like moments, I don't even know what it's called either, but the women are like skiing long distance, but then they have to stop periodically and like shoot at targets.
Oh, the biathlon, yeah.
That was mind-boggling to me. I was like, go ahead now, y'all better get it. But also, like, why is there a shooting component? Like, there's some like rustic thing that happens, I think, at the Winter Olympics. Like, oh, we have to do this. Like, we're living in a ski life, and I'm like, no.
I think, okay, so I caught like the explanation when they were doing it one time. They used to train soldiers for like the wars to do it.
I saw that.
Which is like,
imagine you are a soldier and they're like, all right, you're going to the Alps. You're fighting in the Alps in World War II. So you're climbing up the mountain, okay. I just feel like myself and the opposing soldier could look and be like, bro, did we just climb up this mountain, sis? Like, what? We're going to just shoot at each other? They're not going to be able to come get us? We're just going to be laying up here in the snow? Like, that's an opportunity for peace where it's like, we got to look at each other across the snow through the blizzard and be like, nah, we don't have to go out like this.
We can't do this.
But yeah, that's a wild history. I wonder if ski mountaineering is like connected to that too. That's the one where they like sprint up on the skis, take the skis off, climb up some stairs, and then like ski down. And I'm just like, who came up with this? Who came up with
it? Oh my god. Your legs gotta be so strong for that.
So strong. Breathing has to be A1 intact. Because that's another thing. All of these are like extreme cold weather sports. I'm like, my poor little lungs would be like, please cover us up. We need a scarf. We can't be taking in this cold, dry air. The good stuff in women's sports. More to come. Almost tournament time. You doing back it again this year?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, great. Oh, one other thing. Unrivaled is doing their semifinals. Is that right? In Brooklyn?
Oh, yes. I saw that.
What do you think of that? Unrivaled back on the road. What do you think?
I love that. I mean, they didn't announce it until recently, right? Like, it was like a surprise. Yeah, super, super exciting.
Yeah, I think it kind of puts like some pressure on Brooklyn fans. Like, I got to show up and be super engaged like Philly fans were. Stakes are even higher. Yeah, we'll see.
I think it'll be so good.
So good. And Roger feels a little bit more like wide open this year. I mean, last year, like the Lunar Owls were favorited. Of course, they didn't win. Really unexpected twist, but it feels like harder for me to say like, oh, you know, even the Mist who are having a great run. It feels a little bit more open. So we'll see what happens.
It does. Like, I feel like the games, like, it really, some of them have come down to like the last few points. Like, And sometimes like really good teams have really off nights, and you can see that like it just takes a couple of like possessions to decide who's gonna win.
Love it. Always good. I think we did it. That does it for episode 25, if I'm remembering correctly.
Yeah.
Is that where we are? If you like this episode, share it with your long distance best friend. Thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening.